2 minutes.
So I'm Michael from Hoselock. I'm just a lonely sales rep that's been forced onto the stage. I agreed. So, sustainability within the garden, home composting is generally a growing market across the board. What we've done is created a rolling compost bin. The key features of a rolling compost bin, rather than a standard sort of end of garden compost bin, is the fact that it composts 3 times quicker than your average compost bin. What you would do, get your garden waste, anything from grass cuttings, leaves, anything like that. Also takes food waste, so peelings, coffee granules, cardboard, anything that's completely recyclable can go in there. You would fill it up to its maximum capacity, which is 100 litres. Close your lid. Every week that you put something in there, not easy with a microphone, every week that you put something in there, you would lock it off. With locking it off, you're stopping things like vermin, rats, pests getting in there. Some of the other rotating ones that are on the market, they can slide the lids and get in, whereas this fully locks in place, so you can't remove that. Every time you top it up, you rotate it, whether it's once, twice a week, as many times as you like. What you'll find is sometimes the compost and the matter gets quite wet inside. So what we've got these airflows on the side, so you can control the amount of airflow and moisture getting into there. So if you've got a dry mix, wet mix, you can control that as well. The other major key benefit is the fact that you can actually remove this from the stand, just like so, and you can roll it to wherever you want it. So with a standard upright rotating compost bin, you would need to actually physically shovel it out from that height and then take it to where you want it. With the recessed lid, you can roll it on any surface and it won't damage the lid or the mechanism, and then you can take it to wherever you want it to add it to your compost. Again, really nice, easy rotation here. On the base here, you might be able to see, but there's about 5 little inset holes here, and they drip out a plant feed into the base of this unit here. Into the base of this unit, you can then lock it off and use this to actually fertilise your garden with afterwards, so you can use the matter that you get from your compost.
Thank you. I'll stop you there. Hang on to the microphone. Are there any questions? Because I know there were some questions when you were judging this, but have they all been answered? All been answered?
I think the key feature is that, to be honest.
What's the price? What's the retail price going to be?
So retail 169.
Right. Okay. You knew that. You knew that. Oh.
And super lightweight, really easy to move around. You know, no complications with that. The lid, when you lift it up, actually locks in place. So when you are feeding matter into it, the lid isn't closing on you all the time as well.
What's the order quantity?
Singles. Yeah.
So Rachel just asked what the order quantity was, and the answer was singles.
It'll also be available on a display palette as well, so really to get that message across to the consumer. So it will have either a demo unit or a screen on there, so they'll be able to see exactly what it is. And I don't know if you saw on the front there, but just to keep that communication going to the customer, you've got the 60-40 split that we would recommend to get the perfect mix out of that, and it tells them the products that they should or shouldn't be putting in there as well.
Is it sold just as that? There's no assembly. It just comes.
Yeah, so it comes in a box. The base is fully assembled, but this comes in 2 half pieces. So if you can see around here, there's about 8 screws. That just clamps together, and you've got your 8 screws and nuts that go all around the side there. It's also made from 85% recycled plastic as well, the unit itself.
That's what question I thought they were going to ask, see? Or was that on the information we had?
It was on the
Oh, it was on the, okay, they've read. See, they've done good judging, you see.
Ah, there you go.
I'm reading stuff.
Did you
Yeah,
research?
they're reading. Yeah, they've all got their reading glasses with them. The older judges, that is.
I do think that's the way the market's going now.
Yeah.
It really is, that sustainability.
Yeah.
Especially in my area, they've stopped the local garden waste collection because they haven't got enough drivers, so there's going to be a huge demand for that as well.
Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you. And next we have Westland. Are you going to do the capability trowel first? Yeah, go on. Yeah. Don't you want to show it to people? Show it to. Okay. So, short, who you are, and off you go. You've got 2
Hi,
minutes.
I'm Simon from Westland, and I want to talk to you today about the capability trowel. We did some research last year when we were developing this product, and we were talking to this lady in her shed, and we said to the lady, She went in a shed, she grabbed a trowel. She said, I don't feel like I'm in my garden until I've got my trowel in my hand. I use it for everything. I'd brush my teeth with it if I could. And what we decided to do was on this trowel is to put all the features on a keen gardener would want to see on a trowel to make gardening better for them. So this lady, she said, I take my trowel and I slip bags of compost open with it. So we put a sharp edge on it. We put a pointy tip so you can root around in stones. If you come across a root while you're making a little hole, you can saw your way through it with the blade on the edge. And she said she used her trowel to bash in bamboo and stakes. So we put a proper hammer on the backside of it as well. So we believe that this fulfills Capability Brown's dream of believing that everything can be made better, be it a landscape or a tool. So that's why we called it the Capability Trowel. We started shipping it in January this year. It would have been entered last year if we'd had Glee. And we've sold 60,000 of them. It's been permanently out of stock, really, between March and now. And we know that it's sold through because people that have taken in a quarter pallet with 60 units on it have been reordering it. And we've proved that 60,000 people were prepared to pay £15 for a product that's better than the one they already have in their shed. So just in terms of the materials, it's a cold rolled stainless steel head and it's an FSC ash handle. And the combination of both of those features means it's got a 15-year guarantee. So that's it.
Well done. Thank you, Simon. Do you have any questions for Simon? It's the biggest chair.
I haven't got a question, but I've just got an observation. I think it would have been nice if you continued the measurement up the handle as well, just grade on the handle.
A bit further.
Yes, so that you knew, because like if you're planting cabbages or something, I often
We can do
use
that,
the
can't we?
trowel as a
We can make the ruler longer. We'll do that next year.
Right, we'll send you an invoice for the product enhancement advice.
Any more questions?
Any more questions? Go on. Andy.
I was fortunate enough to see it at the GEMA Award, judging as well. And one small criticism is you've got a really good merchandising stand, but the key points are all on the side of the stand. Sorry.
That's true. It's also on the header, but as that top layer empties, it's repeated behind each of the
I knew you'd have
basics.
an answer.
Very good.
Okay.
Any other questions? What about from the youngsters? Are you intrigued by what a gardener said they wanted in a trowel? No? Sorry, go on. No?
It's just an interesting backstory.
Okay.
I think when you look at the way gardeners garden, in their garden, and really watch them, you can get a lot of inspiration for new products, and that's certainly what we do. And because what you're looking for is the workarounds people have got in their sheds and in their lives, and that's where you can develop new products from.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Are you going to stay here? Because Simon is now going to tell us about the next product, which he had in his pocket. Have I got to give those to the judges as well? So, Simon, tell us about the Kent and Stowe Eversharp secateurs.
There is a backstory on this as well. So when we started this project over a year ago, we asked people what they don't like about secateurs. And what they said is that 15% of the population are left-handed, so are they ambidextrous? They go blunt, they go rusty. People have different sizes of hands. So we set out to fix that. And these are a product that we've designed ourselves, and they're being made in the UK. Okay? So what we've got on here is a game of two halves. So the back half is the handle, the bit that touches your hand. It's all about the ergonomics. So we've got a switch to open it that can be used left or right-handed. You've got one down here to change the size of the opening. It's got this beautiful die-cast aluminium and FSC ash handle. That's half the story. At the front end, you've got the blade. Now, we've tested virtually every blade that's in this room, and all of them have got a hardness between 52 and 54 on the Rockwell scale. If you go any harder than that, it can shatter and break. If you go softer, it goes blunt. And we wanted to make the hardest, sharpest blade that didn't go rusty and had less friction in it. So, obviously, we started with Formula One. So, Red Bull Racing, Milton Keynes, next door to them is a business called Ercolon. They coat metal. They make engine parts last a lot longer. We had a conversation with them, and they coat this blade with a coating called Alcrona, and that takes the hardness from 54 to 4,800. Okay, it's the same technology that used in Formula One engines. Now, what that means in practice is we can sharpen it to be really, really, really sharp, and it won't lose that edge. So this is twice as sharp as the market leader, and it will last 5 times longer at that level of sharpness than anyone else. So front end is all about technology. The back end is all about ergonomics. There are 2 versions. This is the Anvil, and that's the bypass.
What timing. Andy.
I'll just say well done.
Thanks.
Very, very impressive for a pair of bloody secateurs.
Have you got a question? Because you were asking. So when we started judging, Mel had an issue about the fact that it opened too far.
And so with that adjustment bit on, yeah, okay, don't stab me. That's just not nice.
So with this
does
adjustment
that little
here,
bit there mean that it can adjust it so it doesn't open?
yeah, there's
as
2
far?
settings.
Right. Okay. So it wasn't. I didn't see. Was that actually explained on the hanger?
No, probably not. It does say at the bottom, actually, for big and little hands, but it doesn't tell you how to do
It
it.
doesn't tell you how to do it.
The real
That's why
version
I
of
was
this
hopelessly lost.
has got a plus and a minus symbol next to it, so that it's kind of a clue. But I think we think once you set it, we'll do better on that.
Well, a bit of staff training to the Peak Garden Centres who are selling it, Mike.
Well, I want to give some away to the plant area staff, so that try and get on their hips.
The other thing that the judges commented on, the one that you sent over to the had this security device on it.
Well, I'll tell you why.
Well, they think it's a great product development. You should sell it with it on.
To be honest, we've got those because when we've been trialing them, I've been using a ski pass, and when you're snipping away and then you just let go and it comes back to your hip, it's actually better than a holster. The reason we've got them on there is because every time, and I mean every time we've taken these out, someone's bloody stolen one. So just on that vein, because it's a problem, I believe, for you, is there's an RF tag on every one, so it will set the alarm off. And that hole on the end is so you can attach one of those big knobbly security tags as well.
Okay, no, but you were actually thinking it was a good idea to have something like so you put your secateurs down and you can find them.
Yeah,
That's all.
That's a great idea. That's why we originally had them. Now we've got them to stop people like you nicking them.
Good. Any other questions for Simon?
Yeah. How does the price compare with the other leading brands?
So I would say it's a bit premium. So the vast majority of the market will be between £20 and £30. Obviously, Felco is in a different stratosphere, and these will be 35. We think they're worth that £5-6 premium.
Okay. Andy's nodding sagely. Yeah. Good. Thank you, Simon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.